Hi everyone. Today we're talking about John chapter 6, verses 60 through 71. So just the 12 verses of this chapter. The principle that we're talking about this week has to do with the way we love and relate to our students in a lesson. From the teacher development skills, it says every student comes to class with different life experiences and relationships that shape the way they think and feel about gospel truths. These views create a starting point, often called a premise, for an individual's thinking. Identifying an individual's premise can help us teach truth with empathy and love as Jesus Christ does. This allows us to see another person's perspective in a way that helps increase our understanding of each learner's needs to increase faith in Jesus Christ. So there's our goal. We want to be able to think about, as we plan this lesson, our students' perspectives so that we better understand their needs and can increase their faith in Jesus Christ. In this lesson, we are going to be focusing on how to strengthen and remain true to our commitment to follow Jesus Christ, even when others choose not to. And so that's a sensitive topic because we're specifically talking about students that might be struggling with their faith. And there's a call-out box here we want to pay attention to. Some of our students may be in that boat where they themselves are struggling with their faith. They may have a friend, family member that has left the church. And so as you prepare this lesson, you want to think about where your students coming from and how might they be starting. Again, another call-out box. Be sensitive to students who may be troubled or hurt by the decision that others have made to stop participating in the church. A few students may be willing to share their scenarios with the class. So the very first thing you start with is creating a scenario, and depending on where your students are at, as you consider the premises of each learner, you're going to probably do this differently. So they tell you you would have a fill in the blanks right here. Blank has decided to stop participating in the church. When asked for their reasons for no longer participating, they say blank. And so again, I'm highlighting where the blanks would be. As you think about their response, you feel blank. Now, if you think about your students and you're fairly certain that they don't have any close connections to a family member that has left the church or someone close to them, if they themselves are not struggling with their testimony, this is a great fill-in-the-blank activity where everybody just maybe in their study journals fills in the blank, and then you share it with each other and you run with a few of the scenarios that the students like the best. If you're thinking that this is going to be a pretty sensitive topic, then again, maybe we use our same study journals. And this time the students I want you to think about someone you know. How would you fill in these blanks and write it down in your study journal, especially the part about how they feel? Because one of the things we're trying to do in this lesson is help you remain true when those you love walk away from the Savior's church. So since that's one of our main objectives, we do want them to think about it. But if it's going to be sensitive and personal, maybe we have them write in the study journals. Maybe we invite a couple of people to share. If it's a student themselves struggling, maybe we don't do the sharing and maybe it is more introspective, just using the study journals. And if it was a really sensitive topic, I would come up with a scenario where I fill in the blank, and my scenario is the one that the class works on. And let them follow along thinking about their specific situation in their study journal. The self-assessment here is another great tool that, again, if it's somewhat sensitive, they could reflect on this in their study journal. And I really like these questions, and not all of them could be true, probably about any individual student, but several of them might be. Then go through the lesson. There's some really great scriptures here, and I love the quotes. We've got a talk from M. Russell Ballard where he's got some really great quotes there are 2 lists you're going to make on the board. The responses to the questions about why it's hard to stay in the church. And then the second one right here is, what are some of the blessings and things that we've received from the church? And remember that as we end this lesson, our goal is to help increase faith in Jesus Christ. So we want to think about those blessings we've received from the atonement that cause us to stay with the gospel even when others are choosing not to. And then this is a really great video quote here from M. Russell Ballard, accessible right here in the lesson material. Use the time codes so you hit these spots 5.5 minutes to about 8.25 minutes right there. So as we teach this lesson with empathy, I think it can be a really great lesson to help our students think about what they can do to strengthen their testimonies and faith in Jesus Christ, what they can do to strengthen others who are struggling, and what they can do to stay true when other people leave the church. Have a great day. Thanks for everything you do.